Alright, hey guys, welcome back to the channel here, Bradford Perry. We're doing the Read Aloud for the Swag series here, book 1, Eggpocalypse. I've got my hands right here, so if you've got a copy of it, get it out. We're going to be on chapter 5, and hey, if you're just seeing this video for the first time, you're like, this sounds like something cool, this swag team, the Special Weapons and Gamers, kind of for those middle grades. Cam, 6th grade student, he's been tasked with taking down a kind of a cyber villain, and who's trying to disrupt the Minecraft servers. So if that's something that interests you, listen, and you're just jumping in, hey, go back to the episode 1 and check it out so you can see chapter 1 for it. But we're going to get into chapter 5 here. It's called It's Go Time. And hey, remember, I'm doing this as a read aloud. I'm going to make mistakes in there, so bear with me. If you got your book track, it's always fun as a kid if you're trying to catch my mistakes on there. But hey, let's have a good time, because chapter 5, it is go time. Cam hopped into the bed and tried to get comfortable. He wasn't even sure he would call it a bed. It felt like he was laying in his driveway on a piece of cardboard. It was literally cardboard cushioning concrete. He started to panic because he realized he might not be sleeping at all. And he really needed the sleep, according to Miss Bauer and Barry. Then his mind began racing about the mission. What if he failed? Was he good enough? Minutes later, the fact that he was sleeping in a jail cell occurred to him. Was this the first of many nights was this the first of many nights in his life? What would his mom think? Certainly she wouldn't be proud. What if Barry or Miss Bauer didn't show up in the morning? Did Barry lock the door for safety? Or was it because they knew Cam might freak out and run away? These thoughts raced through Cam's mind for hours, it seemed. He wasn't sure when he fell asleep, but he was suddenly awakened by a loud clanging noise. He opened his eyes and saw Barry with an officer. The officer was unlocking the cell door, and Cam could see that it was light outside. It almost looked too light. What time was it? Cam wondered. Let's go, kid. We're running a bit late. I couldn't sleep a lick last night in this place. Of course, Miss Bauer got the hotel room while I was stuck babysitting you. How'd you sleep? Barry asked Cam. Oh, me? Like a dream. I might see if I can stay a few extra nights when we're finished, Cam answered sarcastically. It was completely inappropriate in this professional setting, but Cam was hardly functioning at that point. He wasn't capable of giving a politically correct answer. They went out to the parking lot to meet Miss Bauer, who was already in the vehicle. Barry swung the doors open like he couldn't wait to argue with Miss Bauer over the sleeping arrangements. Cam looked into the back and saw Miss Bauer smiling with a box of donuts and a coffee for Barry. Hey, you two, it's about time, she said with a smile. She must have known Barry was ready to explode over his lack of sleep, and the coffee was a peace offering. It worked. It wasn't exactly like sleeping on clouds in there, Barry said gruffly. Thanks for the coffee, because I'm going to need it. Now let's get to work. Cam heard him, but didn't move. He had his eyes on the donuts sitting behind Miss Bauer. It was almost like he was in a half-sleep trance. Let's go, kid. Take your seat, Barry scolded. What are those for? Cam stammered as he signaled toward the donuts. Oh, I almost forgot. I got these for breakfast. Cam, do you like donuts? Miss Bauer asked. Donuts, Cam stuttered and slowly repeated. He wasn't sure what was happening. The lack of sleep was having an impact on him. A slow trickle of drool came from the side of his mouth. Oh my, give the kid a donut and maybe he'll come back to his senses, Barry told Miss Bauer. She grabbed one out of the box and shoved it into Cam's mouth. The sugars had an immediate impact. He sprung to life like the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz after he had been oiled by Dorothy. Okay, let's go, Cam exclaimed after he swallowed the last of his donut. Kids, mumbled Barry. The three of them quickly began working on their plan. Cam was coached on how to approach other players with questions. They practiced questioning him back, pretending to be suspicious users. They reviewed his answers and talked about other possible scenarios. Finally, it was time to log in and start searching for Ender. All 3 members of the team were in the back of the truck. Cam was the leader in the chair, with Barry acting as a second set of eyes on all the screens. Miss Bauer was an observer with a notebook. She was collecting information on users, their behaviors, and then analyzing what she found. Cam immediately started making land claims and went to work on his underground bunker. Of course, he was building underground to avoid attacks from flying machines or other annoying air threats. Then he set out to meet possible trading partners. He was chatting, trading, getting ripped off, and ripping people off. It was all part of the plan to seem like a normal player. He was about an hour in and had established himself within the server. It was then that he recognized Mr. Harris. He knew he was a great player and would probably be able to help, but he didn't want to give away his identity. After all, he was supposed to be at school that day. He didn't need Mr. Harris getting suspicious and snooping around. They decided it would be better to make the first move. Cam approached Mr. Harris's avatar and opened up a chat. At M. Hart Teacher Man. You look like you're pretty good. Want to work together? Cam typed and tagged Mr. Harris. I've seen a couple of gangs working together and griefing users. Cam knew Mr. Harris couldn't take online bullying or griefing happening on his watch. At Donut Slayer 911. Let's go hunting. I despise griefing. Lead the way, Mr. Harris responded. The two were an almost unstoppable duo and overtook all the novice gangs roaming around. Miss Bauer had been taking notes so these users were easy to identify and track down. The plan was to eliminate them quickly to show Cam's skills around the server. Based on the notes from Miss Bauer, these were noobs and incapable of coding the add-on they were looking for from Mr. Ender. At Imhart Teacher Man, nice work. I'm impressed with your skills. Have you ever done anything with add-ons? I'm thinking about branching out a little and adding some new tricks to my game plan. If you haven't worked with them, have you seen anyone who might be a good resource? Cam questioned Mr. Harris. At Donut Slayer 911, I haven't worked with add-ons myself, but I have seen some pretty cool scripts out there, and I think that would be a logical step for you in the skills department. There was a user on last night by the name of Dragon Eyes 44 who mentioned something to me about an add-on. I wasn't interested, so we didn't talk long, but they might be a good resource for you, Mr. Harris suggested. Anyway, I know there are some more powerful members we need to take down. I only have a few minutes left, and then I need to get to bed. I have to work tomorrow. Cam and Mr. Harris continued their domination and worked to clean up Mindplex. Soon after they were finished, Mr. Harris said his goodbyes and logged off. The trio of Cam, Barry, and Miss Bauer continued to look for evidence around the server. Mr. Harris had given them a big clue to look for, but they hadn't really found anything interesting up to this point. The team was getting discouraged. Well, at least Barry was. Ugh! This is ridiculous. I didn't sign up for special forces to babysit and play video games. Calm down, Barry. There's a lot of money in video games. The outcome of this mission will determine our funding for future operations. We need this add-on, and we need Cam at his best. Quit being so discouraging. You might throw him off his game. Miss Bauer scolded Barry. Barry huffed and puffed a few more times and then exited the vehicle to cool down. Miss Bauer didn't need to worry, though. Cam was barely paying attention to them and had nearly forgotten he was on a mission with significant consequences. He continued building and reinforcing his bunker while forming trading relationships and taking down disrespectful noobs. Shortly after Barry stepped out of the vehicle, a new user, Nether-Ending Hero Brine, popped on. He immediately approached Cam like he knew he was the boss and sparked up a conversation. At Donut Slayer 911, any good users on here? At Nether-Ending Hero Brine, yeah, me, Cam responded truthfully. Miss Bauer perked up and was immediately suspicious of the new user. Cam, don't freak out, but I think this might be our guy. Let him keep talking so you don't give anything away or look suspicious. If it's him, he'll give himself up to you. Miss Bauer instructed. At Donut Slayer 911. Oh yeah? You have the skills, huh? Ever create any add-ons? Questioned the new user. Bingo. Miss Bauer almost leapt out of her chair. At Nether-ending hero Brian. I haven't yet, but it is something I've wanted to do. I was just telling another user that I wanted to start experimenting with them. Cam typed before Miss Bauer could coach him. She was excited to see how well he answered the question. He was a natural, she thought. At Donut Slayer 911, I have been experimenting with writing some. I have one I'll share with you. You can claim it as your own because I have a few more that I like better anyway. If you put out this add-on, you'll instantly increase your credibility. I will help you back up your talk about being the best in here. The new user typed in an attempt to convince Cam. I call it Eggpocalypse, and I think you'll like it. With that, he sent a download link of the code to Cam in the chat and disappeared from the server. We got it, Miss Bauer screeched. She jumped up and gave Cam a hug. Great job. You were amazing. Now just let me download the code so we have it, and then you can log out. We should be able to have you back home tomorrow, she told Cam. Do I have to log out? And can't we play for a few more days? This is way better than school. What if it doesn't work? You might still need me, Cam protested. Miss Bauer didn't expect his reaction. Oh, I'm sorry, Cam. We have to get you back in school, but we'll keep you posted on how things go with cracking the code and building a defense against it. Plus, Mr. Harris will be missing you, don't you think? Miss Bauer said, trying to ease Cam's frustration. But remember, you can't say a thing to him about this. Just then, the door opened and Barry appeared. Did I miss anything? He asked. Miss Bauer and Cam both rolled their eyes and laughed. We have it. We're finished, Miss Bauer answered him. What? Are you kidding me? How? Why don't you start getting the beds ready for you and Cam tonight? This time, give him the good mattress. He earned it. Miss Bauer cut him off. Good mattress? Cam asked. What do you mean, good mattress? I slept on a slab of rock last night. There's a good mattress? Barry didn't answer. Instead, he hung his head and exited the vehicle toward the police station. While he was distracted, someone came and got their revenge on Cam in Minecraft by taking out his avatar with a sweeping attack using a diamond sword. Oh well, he said softly. At least there's another donut left. He quickly scarfed down the sugar-coated treat and logged off, the most epic computing device he had ever had at his fingertips. That night, he realized good mattress might have been an overstatement. Instead of feeling like a slab of rock, it felt more like a piece of plywood. He was able to get about as much sleep as he had the night before. He was dropped off at his house in the morning while his parents were at work. He immediately crashed in his own bed and slept the day away until his mom made it home from work. Whew, that was chapter 5. Alright, so they've got the add-on, and again, man, that seemed like way too easy. Here's the deal. Here's where we're at. We're halfway through. Something tells me that maybe it's not going to be that easy. Hey, when you're a reader and you're checking this thing out, we've got a main problem. The servers might get taken down. That's the overarching problem throughout the story, but there's going to be little ones all throughout, like the sleeping arrangements, that kind of stuff. But when you look at this, like, know where you're at, because we still got a lot of action to happen, okay? We haven't even reached the climax, which usually comes, it's kind of that main event where everything, it's like that life or death situation. It's going to come, you know, more towards this part of the story. So, we still got a lot of reading to do. Chapter 6 is called Blown Cover. Oh, goodness. Come on, Cam. But hey, tune in next time. Remember, like and subscribe to the video so more people can see it and check it out. But yeah, if you're liking the swag series, jump in. Remember, there's a book 2 and 3 out there too, and book 4, hey, it's already written. Just got to put the finishing touches on it. But thanks for tuning in. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking so far. Maybe you know, blown cover. What does that mean? What's going to happen? Give me some predictions. Love to see it. Thanks for reading along with me, Bradford Perry. Till next time, we'll see you.